Why now? The U.S. steel industry has been in decline for a good long time. What made it critical right now that the president act?
Well, you make a very good point. The steel industry has been in decline for over 30 years at this point. And the reason that it's imperative to take action now is because the cheating continues, and it continues on unabated, and it's getting worse. If you look at just the amount of overcapacity that exists in the world, if you go back 10 years ago, it was a number that would scare you. Today, it's a number that is absolutely unacceptable. So the problem continues to get worse because we haven't taken the action. We have not taken decisive and meaningful action on this problem. I'm encouraged that today, after today's meeting, that the president will, in fact, very shortly, take action that is both decisive and meaningful, and that will help restore the steel industry to its former position, which means creating a lot of jobs for the industry.
So John, you were explicit before this happened, before the president announced it in his meeting with you, that this was really a good move to make. Let's be as specific as we can about Nucor. Having made this decision, when these go into effect, tell us what effect, specific effect that will have on Nucor, on employment, on profitability, on investment.
Well, as you know, Nucor is a company that has continuously invested in our industry, in our company, and we will continue to do that. What this means very specifically to our teammates at Nucor, we have 25,000 teammates at Nucor, and many of them have suffered economic distress during this difficult time. We're a company that pays on performance, quality tons safely produced. So the total compensation of our teammates is directly related to the utilization that we have at our mills. In the last several years, our utilization rates have been under what they should be as a result of the subsidized and illegally traded imports coming into this country. For a steel industry, or frankly for any industry, to be sustainable, it needs to be operating up in a range of about 85% capacity utilization so that it can be economic and give a decent return on invested capital. We have not had that for several years. We are very hopeful that with the action the president is about to take, that we will improve the utilization rates, and that will improve the compensation and the lifestyles for our teammates and bring more people back into the steel industry.
Sir, so President Trump says 25 and 10% tariffs. How much upside will they provide to prices?
Well, I'm not going to make too many comments on pricing. That's something that is company confidential. But, you know, I hear a lot about the impact that increased prices will have and how it will destroy the economy because products will no longer be made in the United States. And I'd like to give you just one very simple example of the impact of steel pricing on products made in the United States. The average car in the United States, the average automobile, is about $30,000, and it contains about 1 ton of steel. The price of a ton of steel that goes into the car, the type of steel that goes into a car, would be somewhere about $800 a ton. So even if you had a dramatic increase in steel pricing, which I do not see happening, but if you had a dramatic increase of 20%, that would be $160 on a $30,000 vehicle. And put in another way, that's equal to increasing the price of that car by 1/2 of 1%. Okay? That is not a significant impact. And the same can be said for many other products.
Sir, what about products that you need to import from overseas? Because there are some semi-finished products that you bring from overseas. If they also get tariffs, where the tariffs fall will have a big impact. How does that impact Nucor?
Well, we don't know all the details of what will be included. We heard just the general statements today, as you did here also. We'll have to wait till we find out more of the specifics of the bill after it's signed.
But could that have an impact on you?
Again, it depends on what's in the bill. It's hard to comment on that without knowing the specifics of what's going to be included and what will be placed, tariffs, what will be included, what will be excluded, if anything.
So, John, finally, the president, in making these remarks, emphasized the importance of jobs, as you just did yourself, that this will really create more jobs. You said you have 25,000 teammates right now at Nucor. Take us out 2 or 3 years in the future. The president said these will be in effect for some time to come. How many employees do you anticipate you'll have at Nucor because of these tariffs?
Well, it's hard to time to any one particular event. Obviously, a lot of things impact employment at a company. But I can tell you that we will continue to invest at a more rapid rate than we have in the past, and we are known for investing very heavily in our company today. So I see that increasing, which means more jobs. We've just recently announced 2 new steel mills that we will be building, one in Sedalia, Missouri, and one somewhere in the state of Florida. And that will create, about 500, 600 direct jobs for our company and many indirect jobs. We figure about 5 indirect jobs for every direct job that we create. So that's just one example.
Yeah.
One example,
Yeah.
there'll be many more.